tell you what isn't right this latest day. I don't have my tag set, so bear with me. I will fix everything momentarily. Get myself off of those wrong tags. Let's see, what have I done lately? What am I working on these days? That's the question. Let's make sure all my things are working. Is my mic running? Yes, my mic's running. Yay. That's a good start. The last couple of times my mic wasn't working when I came on. So I'm trying to get all that resolved. So things I have been... Actually, it's kind of a piddly thing. And I don't know if it's fixed. I guess we'll know momentarily. What a week is this? Fantasy Football Manager. What I might need is some kind of a... what do you call it? A swirly or something. I haven't decided what, but... See, okay, so I have a problem here. Actually, it's about as good as it's been. I only have one coach record, one coach image, and you can see that he actually got assigned at this bottom image. So that's showing me that my image loading is good. All my other guys are loading, so I don't have images for all the players, but the players I do, you can see I have images for them. But you'll also note I've got this problem, and this is the one I've been trying to work out. I can't get this last image to fix, but if I do this and then scroll to it, voila, it's fixed. And I guess I can flip it back and it works. So I don't know why it's like that, but it is. It might be something I can probably fix. I've been trying to let AI fix it, but AI can't figure out what's going on. It's kind of... It did get... It did load it partially. Like, you see how these guys are moving, all the cards move. But that only happens during the aspect ratio change, which is not great. So the timing of when the load happens is not great, but it is reloading, and I'm thinking I need to figure out when that reload is occurring and then fix that. You see I have text on here. What that is just me. I put this on there so I know which image that is, so I can, like, if I want to try to fix, actually put an image in the system, this is just telling me which image is not currently available. So I don't have a Bad Owl's image. So I do need to get that loaded so we have some decent images, but I probably should clean that up. Just clean up where it's showing up. It looks kind of wonky. So I kind of have some minor things on that page. I think I'm about ready to move to the next issue. And you'll see I have some errors on my logging. Okay, or on my console. The thing that's happening there is this a game card? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with this guy, and then I'm going to position it. Oh, it does show up in the middle. How come? Oh, it's probably due to the fact that it doesn't have dynamic layout. I need to put a dynamic layout component on here. I'll just go with, let's see. And let's see, I'll go Is that percent? I think it is. 50. Actually, let's go. 25. Okay, that works. And from the bottom, we'll go. See, that would be 75, 70. Oh, too far. We'll go 60. Too much. All right, I can adjust it. Let's just slide it up. And I'm not worried about this one having any particular setting as far as how it looks, because this is not meant to be something that ultimately this should never be seen by the user, because if it is, then I have a broken image. Don't want broken images, but this should at least put it in a normal place. I'll change this to broken image. Or missing. There we go. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with it, other than the fact that that one dang image is not being nice. And the thing is, it hasn't always been that. Sometimes I have stuff and it's working, and other times I don't, but for whatever reason, it's just not refreshing correctly. And it's kind of a minor thing, since I can toggle it out and just get the right look. But I have another page I got to work on too. I got to get to the next thing, because right now this is, I think, where I expect the initial page to be at, as far as what's there, what images what data I do have is loading correctly now. I haven't decided what else I'm going to put on for the player. There's probably plenty more. Maybe I'll put some ranks on there. I haven't defined ranks yet. Like, what is a player's rank at their position? You know, that would be kind of cool. But the thing is, how important is ranks? Stats are important, and I plan to have a lot more stuff. It's just not something I'm planning to put in on the immediate. At first run, there's no stats to have anyway. I mean, that's stuff you won't need. That stuff won't even be available when you create your league. These guys don't have any stats. And even positional rank is kind of iffy, because it's based on the stats that I created them at. But see, here I got kind of a delay. Then it does load up correctly, but I would rather that be a little cleaner. I mean, like, have a little, in progress icon. I don't want to do a bar. I don't know, maybe a football twirling, or I don't know. Be kind of cool to have if I could do like a little image. I'm asking for a lot. I want to do a GIF where I have a football player kick the ball to another football player. That player return it to the first football player as the GIF. And then as soon as he gets there, it kicks again, and then it just goes back. That's the image I want. Is that a GIF that AI can generate? Is that an AI generatable GIF? Let's go try it. I don't know. It's probably, again, I frequently underestimate what AI images can do, but I also am frequently, when I get too overconfident in what it can do, I find that it can't do what I hope. So there's a fair amount to what it can and can't do. Videos, people, usage rights. Okay, I don't know what that is. Animated photos with real people. I don't want real people. What is this? Scene. I don't want. Now they're doing movies. Man, I just want straight up normal old video. Give me quilly. What is this? Orientation. Video duration 10 seconds. Dude, they do up to 15 seconds now. I don't need it to be 15 seconds. 10 seconds is fine. Can what? I don't know, man. Sora's gotten so overcomplicated now. Enhance. You can't add images to it anymore. I don't want. What did that create? Continue, okay. Nope. Oh, all right. Let's I don't think it can do this. I'm really gonna throw something at it that I think is gonna be way beyond, mostly beyond what I'm giving it too much credit with this, I tell you right now. But I want to use Vborn Scorned. And we're going to take this guy. Let's try this. Using this football player, I want him, I want a GIF. Him punting a football, not soccer ball, to a teammate who in turn catches the ball and runs back to the punting player. I think it's going to be a miss. I think it's going to be a miss, but I am curious what it comes up with. So let's see what I think it's doing something. Is it doing something? Yeah, it's doing something. 10 seconds is probably a bit much, but it only had 10 and 15 second options, so. And they don't really do cartoons, do they? Like, none of this stuff is cartoony. It's all like live action-y stuff. It's funny how it tries to put that cat on him. Alright, that's annoying. Go back. Are we done? Nope, not yet. Are we done? So when you pay for Sora, do you get it without the... It may not let me do this, huh? Because it's going to watermark my thing. Where'd this come from? That's not mine. What that is. What the heck is that? All right. The odds are 90 some. Come on. What? What? That was what it built? What does that got to do with the price of chickens in China? What?
Gamer. You've been so naughty this year that I brought you something I know you'll absolutely hate. It's the no-code Make a Game Starter Kit. Just drag and drop. No programming.
What is that?
Gamer. You've been so naughty this
Gamer.
year. I brought you something I
All right. Well, I thought I created one. Did it not know what? Apparently, it didn't know how to. It didn't actually know how to do what I asked it. I guess it quit. I went through all that waiting time for it to do something, and it didn't do squat. Well, whatever. I feel like there's got to be one that can create an animated GIF for me. Totally blew that one up though. That was a mega fail. Okay, so which gosh, that was bad. All right, so who else can I use? That was like really bad. It just totally messed that up. Huh. Where's my media? Where is my media at? I used to have a bunch of images here. They've totally lost them. Settings. Counts. Da 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 da. Verify. Display name. Huh. I don't know. Fine. Sora's gotten to be kind of... I mean... Why do they think everybody wants full-on videos anyway? Why is that the thing? I just want to... Right. Best... Can Copilot do a GIF? An animated GIF? I don't think it can. But Sora has gotten really convoluted. AI animated GIF generated. Open art. Unlimited free AI art creation. That's lies. Lies, I tell you. I didn't even try ChatGPT, I guess. All right, so we're gonna try and put it in here. Okay, add photos and files. I'm gonna put this one back in. I want an animated GIF of this football player character punting to a teammate who catches it and runs it back to punter. I don't know. I didn't even write a football, so he's probably just not. It's probably not even smart enough to realize I mean punt a football. I bet you that's not gonna do. Do I have a jet engine? What is there a loud noise in the background that you're hearing? Is that what you're saying? It's possible. I have my video card, which isn't that loud right now, but it does have a loud fan, and if my mic is picking up the sound for some reason. I don't know how to adjust that. I don't really have. I don't have any way to fix that. So if you're hearing the fan in the background, my video card is like way at the back of my desk, and that's not a GIF. Those aren't even GIFs. I guess it can be. Please provide the grid frames you'd like. Yeah, I just wanted a simple GIF. And he totally messed up his wing. For example, 3x3. I mean, it's actually kind of cool. I mean, he has some cool images here, but look, the football right here is like in his arm is in the football. And I'm not exactly sure what's happening in the middle here. It's like nobody ever catches it. I don't know what's going on there. That's not what I had in mind. I wanted something simpler, but I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much, or maybe I don't know how to describe it. I just wanted something like a rotating, you know, like a waiting image where you got a little football, a guy kicking it, the football goes, that, and the guy runs it back, that punt, the run guy runs it back. I just want to have a cycling little image, but I don't know how to describe it to these AIs who always want to create massive images. It's like, that's cool, but I don't think that's what I want. I don't know what a boomerang GIF is. I guess that means a circular GIF. Actually, that is way more detailed than I want. Just want a simple, no background GIF. Simple, two-dimensional GIF that I want to use as a, what do you call them? In progress, as a processing image. You're gonna make a woman in your backyard? A mini dame? I know you mean damn, I'm pretty sure. What's a mini river? Do you have mini mountains and mini snow that comes down onto your mini mountains, and then it melts at the top and then creates a river that flows down? And how many are we talking about? Oh, so what it did? This is what it did. It totally missed what I was trying to do. It just took the background off and took all the colors out. That actually wouldn't be so bad if I mean, the two-dimensional, I don't care because I'm thinking the image would just be a tiny thing. You know, so the coloring is actually not the worst. It's just not what I want. So, yeah, I don't know how to describe to AI to do this. That would be just a nice little, I'm talking about a nice to have, probably not even a, I don't mind the arc. It'd be like this, plus, I don't even know. Why is this guy running with the ball? He's like, you got to catch it and run this way. So it's like he kicks, the ball flies, lands in the guy's hand, he runs it back. And then it repeats. But almost what I want. But then I have to create all the motions, and it's not worth the effort. I mean, it might be worth the effort later when I'm closer to deploying, but it's not right now. That's all right. I don't need it. All right, so let's go ahead and cycle this so that it looks. Okay, so this fixes that problem for the moment. It's a kludge, but we'll take it. All right, so who do I want on my team? Does anybody? Are there any scorned? There's no scorned. Boo. All right, no scorned. What do I got? Sparno. I always think this guy is Tony Soprano because if you really think about it, the only difference is this A, if it was between the S and the P, would be Tony Soprano. But instead of it's Tony Sparano. But Dan Henning. I don't even know who some of these guys are. Dick Warren, I know him. I mean, I've heard of him. I don't know. I didn't know these guys are all coaches. Jeff Fisher. He's a Titans coach. But right now he's just getting his Brian Van Gorder. That was a lot of Greg Olson. Okay, I know who he was. Crabats. Cam Cameron. But I'm glad to see that it is loading my images, because that's the only image I have for a coach defined. Well, there's a coach that this guy is, but he's not one of the ones that was assigned. I have, 30 head coaches, and this is only 8 teams. So look at this team salary, $198 million. Considering that the salary cap is $278 million, this team almost got full cap. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next. All right, so this is my I thought this wasn't working. It worked. That's cool. So now you got to pick your team. I probably should have some kind of lines or something in there. Something to grid mark it. Put some borders on the lines or something. Just to, I don't know, make it look like they're actually separated somehow. But of course, it's going to be the VBorn Scorned. Why not? That didn't work. It's like I should not have taken that long. It's like, what's going on? Do I have a breakpoint going on here? I do not. But I click. Confirm. My golly, man, not doing what it's supposed to be doing. What's going on? What happened here? Error getting system settings, league settings. Cannot access a disposed object. Definitely have some stuff going on. League settings. Cannot access a disposed object. Wow. When did that occur? Is that happening before or after I click this? Let's see. Already processing a selection, ignoring the callback. Processing? What are you processing? I don't see no processing. There's something happening that I don't know of? Fetching system. Assigned user. What is it expecting to find? Hmm. Okay. Don't think that's supposed to happen. I wonder, let's go back here. Go, let's see, team name selection. Let's try to turn this on. I don't know if that's going to work right now, but we'll find out. Nope. Learn engineering. I don't know how big your river is. By a mini river, is it like something you like carved out in your lot yard and you're running a hose through it? How are you creating a river? A mini river? What have I done? 30 minutes I haven't done squat. I need background noise. Let's go turn on some background noise. No, it's not background noise. What is that?
To be honest, sometimes I actually have no idea what's going on until I open Monday.com and boom, everything.
Okay, I can't even hear that. Oh, my camera's not on. How's anybody gonna see my gorgeous mug, man? All right, I'm back. Got some serious problems with some of my plays. Failed to load image. Go to a new conversation. The Unity UI Unity project. Just getting these errors. Go to play images. Downloading. Startup. Guessing. Reference. Since. MongoDB MongoDB playground. Go update current play path to the new. All right, let's go. I gotta go look at what the plays are currently. Oops. Plays. So I have 80 some plays in the system, which is great for the system, but I don't, if they're, hopefully I can figure that out. All right, so, oh, what happened? Did it actually create my? Oh, it's weird. Okay, so I have a bug, obviously. But let's see what happens. All right, so we can go click here. My roster, is it loading for the first time? Sometimes this is slow and it'll load up, but it takes a second. Another thing I gotta, yeah, there it is. I have to get that worked on too. It's not the speed. I just need to have a thing. It's not every time you go back here either. It's just the first time. It's like, but so this is the team's full roster. I have my starting quarterback is Jeff Delhomme. And Lawrence Teal is my backup. I have 3 quarterbacks apparently. Brian Henney. Whew, boy, these guys aren't getting paid nothing. Less than $1 million a year. Wow, he's really a backup. He's never been in the league, but he's getting 2.6. He has no history, but he's got 2.6 million. This guy's played 1 year and he's got 0.92. And then I have this guy, 12 years in the league. Jeff Delhomme. I think it's Jake is the real name, but Jeff is the name he got swapped with. 55 million a year, so he's getting paid well. All right, so let's see my running backs. Anybody good? Foster? I don't know who he is, but oh, he's not got any years on his either. So I gotta fix this. So I got some missing data on my years. Manu Maleuna. Manu Maleuna. 8 years, only gets $1 million a year though, so he's been around for a while, but he ain't getting paid. 5 years, only $1 million a year. So these guys, they have 4 running backs on the team. Clinton Portis, wow, I didn't even know he was still playing. Well, Todd Portis, but you know, my game changes it. But he's only getting $2 million a year. I didn't know he played until 2009, honestly. But Foster, best one, but he don't have any years. So, like I said, I have some guys with missing data. It's source data that's missing on these guys. Ivan Wallace. Not even $1 million a year. Does that go for all these guys? 1 million. I don't know. Who gets paid the best? 1.6. I don't have anybody on here who's any good. All right, I got terrible receivers. Yikes. All right. How about tight ends? I mean, I'm just going on their salary. They must not be very good if they're getting terrible salary. Now, it could also be that it's possible. My stats are not giving them high salaries. Spencer, 2 million. It'd be hard to know without looking at other receivers. Victor Jackson. He's a Alpha Pig. That's his logo. 10 years. These guys aren't that. So how about Defensive line. Haven't got anybody good on the defensive line? 1, 1, 1. That guy's making 8 million a year. He's a nose tackle making 8 million a year. Defensive ends. If that's any indicator, I'm in trouble. All right, what about linebackers? Anybody on the linebacking squad? I should probably sort these by their quality. Hey, Karama, how's it going? I don't think they're sorted. They're just kind of plopped into my league. Anybody on here look good? 1, 1. Here's a 5.86 inside linebacker. McLean. What are you? He's 5.92. Raman Harrison. Outside linebacker. But everybody else is kind of garbage. Sub-million a year. How about CVs? Anybody good? Ooh, Rocky Ross. 6.92 million a year. Champ Bailey. All right. I got Champ on my team. Sweet. He's got a lot of years, and I don't think he was all that great back then, but still, having him on my team was awesome. That was a lucky guess. I knew I had to get some Bronco that I recognized, maybe. You know, odds, possibly. Larry Fletcher. No years. Gotta fix the years. People should not have zeros. Everybody should have at least a 1. Clinton Considine. Safety. Alpha Pig. The Lance Bullocks. 3.9 million a year. All right, who's my special teams, guys? I got a kicker and a punter. Who do we got? Carney, 22 years. Carney kicked forever. Holy cow. I didn't know 22 years. Wow. Oh, yeah, I got Burger, too. Burger's actually pretty good. 15 years. Holy moly. These guys going to be ready to retire of the season. Second I start my league. All right, so playbook. Is this going to take a second to load? I don't think my plays are loading right because I have too many errors on my image loader. I would think the cards would still load, but I could have some image issues here. I'm going to give it a second because this is a first time load. To determine. I have 80 some plays in the game, but I wouldn't think that that's all that much. Yeah, it looks like it's not loading. Alright, so I got my data here at least, the basic data. This is going to be interesting. Oh, am I not showing up as a admin? Should be. I'm supposed to have my admin board here. Huh. That could be the problem. If I'm not showing up as admin, my player won't have a playbook. Because I haven't come up with a system to give everybody default plays, so I would have to toggle to the default playbook, which I can only do through admin. So it's obviously doesn't have me turned on as admin. Because if it did have me turned on as admin, I have my admin switch at the top. I do want to do some tweaks on this though. I should probably have the number of years because I have it set up at 157 million per year, which is this is his experience. This is his salary per year, but I should have the contract length or something. You know, years remaining. Something that shows how many years they have left on their contract. And all my characters have a contract length. I just don't have it displaying. All right, so I think I've got to change how this loads. All right, so I got to change the sort order. There should be things I can do here. I'm trying to figure out how. It's kind of cool. Some games. By the way, I've been using in the past, you may, if you've seen some of my previous videos discussing some of the competition. I don't even want to call it competition. Okay, I mean it's kind of competition, but it's other football games. You know, sometimes they're just different. They have a different target audience, and the one I've been speaking of in the past is called Big Win Football. And a year ago, last December, so over a year, they went out of business. The company did, and their servers went offline about 3 months later. So like in March, they were dead. I was like, oh, that's a bummer, because they had one of the best. And honestly, as far as smoothness and just general simulations go, and the level of quality that I want to shoot for in my game. I want to say quality. I want to say it's not quality. I mean, I think it's very good, but I'm just saying what I'm shooting for is maybe that level of detail of animation. I don't know. They came back. Some other company either bought them or made a deal with them. They did something. They got the game back online, and I was looking at it, and it came back online, and I was like, cool, man. So I could actually go back and play with it again. And then, of course, I play with it a little bit, and really the best part about it is the simulation. The simulation is just really kind of cool, and that's what I want my game to have, a cool simulation. The engine behind it is kind of basic, but I mean, as far as what you can do in the game, and but everything seems so rigid in my game, and I don't know if that's a problem with Unity, or if that's a problem with me. To some extent, it probably has to be a little rigid. What I mean by rigid is, all right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this game. And it's because I want you to see what I'm talking about when I talk about rigid. Rigid meaning, so you have a bunch of cards on the screen, right? So I have cards, and mine are all inline, square, nice, fancy. And I probably have to do it this way because I have too many. This game does not have that. So to say they have more flexibility, a little bit more dynamic display, it's because they don't really have that many cards. I mean, you only have a handful of cards in this game. So it's a little bit of a misnomer to say it's, let's see. So we're going to go here. So they're back. So Big Win Football's back, and I can once again use them as an example of what I want for simulation, right? It won't look exactly the same. Obviously, I'm using different characters. I'm going to have a lot more stuff going on the play. I'm planning to have more, variety of plays. Woohoo! The cards are kind of how you change the game. How do you get this? There are no available movies to watch. So, okay. I do kind of like, okay, so trying to figure out how to give, so how to figure out how to implement some kind of ads without making them intrusive. This game does a pretty good job of that. it gives you the options if you want the currency that the game has. But see, the thing is, my game isn't. I don't want it. I'm actually thinking it's going to be flat fees. I mean, you just buy what you want, but they won't be functional. Maybe there'll be things you can earn. I don't know, but I don't want. I'm not really thinking I'm going to have it be one of those games that you can race through. I want it to be one of those games that you can just buy and play, and it's yours for as long as the game's around. I might even do something, I don't want to call it subscription based, but maybe kind of. The thing is, the game can't evolve if I'm pinning people down by subscription, right? Because like if they stop paying the subscription, that means the game stops working. I don't want that to be the case. That's not a good model. I want everybody to be able to play. So there's basically what it is there's got to be a free tier with the option to, man, this is really long. Well, I guess I have to if I'm trying to get the hardest thing this game has, which is the money. And the only way you can get these dollars, the only way you can get new players is to get the dollars. And unless you're going to buy the dollars, you have to watch these things. So every now and then. Is it done? Can I actually get out of this now? I don't want to play. I don't want to play. Oh, there it is. Ugh, okay. So I got 5 more big bucks. It's not enough to buy a pack, but every little bit helps, right? So anyway, this is the game I'm talking about. So if I go here, let's say I'll throw some darts, and then we'll pick another one. This has kind of been the combo I've been using. Of course, this hasn't won that many games for me, but oh, I was going to show you the shoot. I was going to all right, well, let's continue here quick. We'll just watch the 4th quarter of this game. How bad am I losing? I'm ahead 14-0. Nice. Okay, so this is the animation level. Now you're going to see a little stuttering, but that's because I'm running my phone over a network. It's actually got like no stuttering. It's super smooth. But you can see it kind of pacing out. So the stuttering you see is not the game, but it's just the way it's running on my network. But it's really kind of fun to watch because you got the players out there doing their thing. Now, if you could picture this being like my game with my different characters on the field, but there's a lot of things I like about this. That is simply that the players are easy to tell from the field. The field looks like decent grass. These are all things that I want to, aim for in my game. I want to be able to do different kinds of field, but I don't think that would be an issue if I could get mine to look this clean. The separation of players from the field is great, and it's very, very clear. Like if you looked at my field right now and I got players sitting on it, you can't really tell they're there. Now I don't know if it's because I don't have big enough heads on them, or maybe I make them too small. You can see but they're very clean, there, guys, which is great. Really, they held me up. Bummer. Did I get the field goal? This is kind of a wrecking. We're gonna wreck in this team. 14. Now I won't have anything like these cards or anything like that going on, but I will have a lot more variety of the formations and stuff you see going on. So they got injury-free, solid grip, and no escape. Sacked. Gotta like that. I like the way that they run the clock, but notice how these games aren't lightning fast, right? They're running at a pretty good click, but it still takes 10 minutes to run a game. You know, if you were run the whole game without simming through any of it, you would get... Ooh, look at that. Nice run. The other team is toast. I'm not going to score again, but I don't think there's going to be any more... He's just using up all his timeouts. I mean, I'm already in field goal range, so if it goes that long, I'll probably just kick a field goal to win. Holy moly. No more timeouts. But he just bought me time to go run the clock out right here. 17-0. Nice. That was like my best win. But so I'm 500 on this, by the way. I think I'm like 10-10. That's not bad. 10-10. The team I played though is 6-2. So whatever the heck they're doing, I have 1,600 fans and I haven't paid for anything, so I don't know how that works. I don't know how you. Well, he's only in League 4. The level you get, the fans you get as you're moving up, but when you figure you're winning a lot. But I think some people buy stuff. And he's got limited stats. You know, it doesn't have a lot. But, you know, they buy stuff to help them, you know, get along better. So they may have better players and they just haven't gotten very far. I've made it to League 6. Ooh, I get a silver pack. Does that mean I get players? Oh my gosh, I'm actually going to get players. Holy moly, I've never had... I've only gotten players once before. These guys are cool. I don't know if that guy's good, but they're cool. So this is what I'm talking about. So these are the cards. These are some features I kind of like. I want to figure out how to do stuff like the moving backgrounds on the cards. That's cool. You know, I'm going to have fancier borders, and this is the bright kind of coloring I want to put on my cards. I'm still using my old style cards. I came up with these card styles. The images are what are going to stay for the most part. I might make them a little bit more shaped. I don't know. But ultimately, you know, more 3D. We'll see. What I'm thinking about doing is I might use my 3D models that I have and put them on there instead of just the pose. But I haven't gotten to that yet. But the cards themselves, which I like because they fit my fantasy theme, I need to give them more of a fantasy or matching aesthetic to my current game theme. And this is not that. These are they're kind of out of the aesthetic. So more likely, see how these borders are kind of a rustic gold. I want them to be more like these borders. See how these are like brighter, yellower. They just got more going on. This one is highlighted, so you can see it's a brighter gold. It's just a little bit more, I don't know, cartoony, gamified. Oops, I hit kickoff. That was a mistake. I don't even know if I can get out of this. Oh, all right, guess I can't. Okay, so what I was talking about before is if I go look at my league or my team. See how they have their cards? They're kind of like, oops, you can't see because my game popped up in front of it. All right, so what the heck? Line up, man. Catch up. Man, that's really odd. Sheesh. Okay, so see how the cards are just kind of scattered on the screen? You got like 5 up here. It's almost like they were just randomly able to place these cards anywhere they want. You can't really do anything. I mean, you can click on them, but you can't like position them, which is fine. I don't want to. I'm just saying, how do they lock them into those random spots like that? What are they using that lets them just randomly place cards? So I've got a couple of these new guys. Now the guys with checks, they have let's go here. What is he? A linebacker? Left? What is that? What is LM? left middle, left linebacker middle, linebacker middle. I don't know what that is. So we got, oh, lineman. Oh, that must be lineman. Oh. All right, so who's the lowest one? All right, we'll replace this guy. It's a big jump. So, what else we got? Got this dude. He's on the bench. Oh, I got a wide receiver, but I don't think I need him. This is on offense. So I did upgrade my offensive line slightly. What do we got here? So this is kind of how they're doing theirs. And every position is that kind of like who's their starter. This is their starting squad, so to speak. But then they got all the cards that are sitting in their backup, which is just basically all the cards they got, you know, from buying packs. That's not how you come across cards in my game, so you won't have that. That guy's only a 39, so he won't do me any good. Who's my new guy? I got like 3 cards. Who are the other ones? Running back? My guy's a 40. Nope. QB? I don't know who I just got. I don't have another QB. I'm stuck with him. I didn't look at who those guys were that I got. Oh, this guy's, there we go, kicker 48. So yeah, let's take him. Good to have a better kicker. All right. So a lot of these dudes are probably pretty consistently, you know, the same guys. You know, they're just using the same images. But that's fine. They have a fair number of images, though. I don't know which one of these guys. I have one more dude. I don't know who it was, though. DB. Oh, it must have been this guy. 50. All right, so let's go see who my lowest DB is. 1, 2. This guy's a 41. Put in the 50. I do have some guys I could sell. Now you're allowed to sell dudes too. So I have some pretty decent DBs. Lowest one is 48. These guys are linemen too. How do you have so they have defensive linemen. I didn't even know you could. Are your linemen all like? Oops. Heck. So who are your defensive linemen? So any lineman can be a lineman? That's weird. Look, I can have this guy who I just took off of offense and put him in on defense. Look, I have guys from different countries. I thought they were all US. So he'd go down on his run, up on his hands, and up on his strength. Interesting. Same 2 ups and a down. It's way up on his strength though. 5 up versus 1 down and 1 up. All right, let's take that. Seems like that's quite a bit of an improvement. Okay, so anyway, there you go. It's pretty basic on what you can do. Now this one shows you all your players that you have available. Like you have all these contracts. I have not used the contracts yet, but again, I don't know. So this is their whole game is based on cards. And you try to buy cards to do things, right? So it's pretty simple. This is how many games I guess they're good for in your team. So you can see how many games they have. 22 games, a bigger contract, 49 games, 50 games. You put these on to players and you don't have to worry about their contract for 50 games, I guess. And then you can sort. Do I even have? I have uniforms. Equip for styles, huh? Interesting. And then there's the contracts. I don't know what these are. These are the game. These are game cards. And then your player cards. I don't think I have very many people on my team anymore that are lower than 40. 41 is kind of the lowest guy on the bench, so to speak. But you wouldn't even keep them. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, if you have injuries, you could bring in a guy. I apparently haven't got any injuries. But this is what I'm talking about. This is kind of the smoothness. When I'm looking at individual players, like when you click on one of these guys, oops. See how it shows you the stats and, you know, how many times he's played. He's played in 20 games. He had 68 tackles. This is that's kind of like what mine is going to do. I plan to have it a little different from that. It may actually come down to how do I want to, I guess when my users or when people start playing with the game, they're like, this is clunky or this is hard, then I'll have to change my path. Look, you could even change the color, the characters' visuals. See, and this is something I don't know how to do. This is like they're changing the shaders and the meshes and whatever else. I don't know how they do that stuff. But every game does it, so it must be relatively simple once you figure it out. You know? Okay, he becomes a totally different player when you do that. It's like, you look at that like, that don't even look like the same guy anymore. You can even change his head. It's only four heads. But I don't know. Do you need that? Does every player need all that? How important is it to... I've heard players like a lot of customization. But I think it kind of comes down to, do you need the customization if you've got other things to manage, right? Now, I have had thoughts and plans towards maybe eventually creating a, what do you call it? A career mode, not franchise, but career, where you have one guy that you can sign to your team. That's like a custom, kind of custom. He kind of comes in as a rookie, and you can make him your career mode player. And but it's like, how do you treat him different? What would make a career mode player in a simulation like mine important, right? I mean, what makes him different from all the other players? You know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I say it's going to have to come down to ideas. Maybe I'll have to have some feedback. How would a career player stand out in a simulation game like mine? I don't know. But yeah, no, I do encourage people to check this out if you want to see a really well done simulation that I am shooting for in my game. So look, if I actually want to get some players, I have to spend $10. If I want good players, I need 100 or 250, or I don't want big boosts. But I wouldn't mind getting some all-stars, but And it's gonna take me like 10 decades to get to get 250. So yeah, and I don't know if I'll play that long. It's a cool game, but it doesn't have enough meat for me, so it doesn't really, and you can't buy with your gold any of the dollars, right? So you can buy currency, but you don't buy currency with dollars. You buy dollars with dollars. You buy dollars with money. So you pay real dollars, you get fake money. So like if you want to pay $50, you can get 200,000 fake money. That's not even the right kind of money. This is like this is like $100 gets you 15,000. You could basically build yourself a elite team by that point. You just buy packs and packs and packs of players, and eventually you have all the players. And yeah, I don't know. That's all kind of weird to me. This is the energy I need to play games. 10 of 10. I think you can play 10 games, but again, don't care. I don't play that many. I seldom play more than a few. And this one doesn't do leagues or anything like that. I mean, the league is basically, it's just you playing all the time. Like I'm 10 and 10. That's a 20 game thing, and it's still going. And you just keep advancing. I don't know as you get to the next leagues and stuff, you get more packs the higher you get. So just keep playing, you'll get packs. If I can get a silver pack once I get to 2,700. And wins, of course, advance you far more than loot losses. But I like it. I don't know if I'm gonna get quite to this level. There's a lot of things that are really nice about the way they do this, but I'm gonna need a professional, somebody who knows how to do the animation for characters, because that's just really not my thing. I'm a logic guy. I'm a back end structure function kind of guy. This animation stuff is punching me in the face, man. But I'll get it going enough to at least make it demoable, and then maybe I can get some help. We'll see. Anyway, back to work. That's where things lie. That's one of the guys, and I'll keep mentioning that over time, just because I think they are the best. What do you call it? Simulation. Now, what I mean by best is, Madden is probably pretty good, but okay, any game that there's a control element to it, they have to build in some kind of UI functionality, right? Predetermined plays are actually more common than you think, but you can't really predetermine things that don't have that you can't predetermine. Like, you can't predetermine how a user is going to control their player, who they're going to throw to. You don't know. It's all. So as soon as they throw it to a person, to another player, you still can't predetermine, because that player may do something that changes the predetermination. Like, a lot of times they can swap to that player and do a jump, which might change their catching opportunity. Or they might do a dive, or they do some special power that they've got that lets them have a better chance at catching. Who knows? And therefore, you can't predetermine anything. So it makes it hard, because you're actually doing it all on the engine as you go. And therefore, the players have to be in the right places. And that's kind of where they have like things like ghost blocks and weird things, because now they have to wait for if they make an assumption that a player is close enough. Like, when you pre-render, you have logic that's predetermined. Players respond because the game is telling them you're in the same area, same spot as that guy. But in the UI, it's different. You actually have to be in the same spot. So when does a player get to make that tackle attempt or such? Now, Madden's done a lot to, they spent gajillions of dollars and lots of people time to make it happen. And then people complain. And I just like laugh because these are people who know nothing about programming. And Madden is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I think our if you know anything about programming, Madden is amazing. Period. And there's very few programmers who complain who can really do any better. Because if they could, they would do it. It's so hard to get 22 models on a field, acting realistic, walking around, being where they need to be, all by logic driven, and it's an amazing feat. Now, they've got things that are awkward, but I don't know that we're at a point in time where non-awkward play is really a realistic expectation. I think it's always going to have something. So I asked AI to help build me a quick update code. I hate writing MongoDB query playgrounds. They're annoying. They're just awkward and they take a long time, and I just don't know the syntax very well. I'm getting better and looking at everything that it creates for me, but why does that keep doing that? All right, so where's it at? Fix. What's it called? Fix play image case. Should be right in here. Fix, find. It's obviously not where it's supposed to be. I don't see this file. It says it created. Oh, migrations. Oh, it put it in a weird folder. Migrations? Oh, it's right here. Formations query. It's kind of dumb. All right. Let's just do that. Just had to look first what it's doing. Just changing it to lowercase. Did it run? I don't know. Nope. How come it still thinks it's the wrong database, man? But, I mean, I guess that could work, but that's not the one. What was that? Huh. Play image Yeah, it's not working. Update is not working. Still has to be a case. It looks worse though. Oh, I was supposed to do something else. Oops. This is just a find. I'm supposed to uncomment this. Nope. What was it? I don't think it's even the same thing. Edit. Toggle block. But I used, what's the hot command for? Comment. Don't remember. It was like Shift Tab or something. Oops. Or is it Shift minus? Or Control minus? Nope. That's not it. Nope. I don't remember. There's a thing that lets you undo comments. Shiminy Christmas. What is the hotkey command for toggling lines and PS code? It's control backslash. Let's try it again. Aha! That's the one. I don't know all the. I mean, there's so many things. I like to do the hotkeys though, because it's so much. 117 files. That sounds about right. I have 117 plays. I didn't realize I had that many. I thought it was 80 something. Okay, so now it's fixed. Let's see if that, if having the correct plays actually fixes my my problem though. I might not actually do anything, but we'll guess we'll find out. Now that said, I'm trying to fix these errors, all this nonsense. So I was doing a case insensitive load, but it turns out it told me that if I'm going to use Docker, which uses Linux, Linux apparently can't do case insensitive comparisons. At least that's what it said. So you have to actually for file names. So the file names have to actually be the right case, or they won't work. So I had to put everything in lowercase, which is, you know, some level of dumb. Another reason not to want Linux. But I do use Docker. That's why I had to do it, because I have Docker for all my other environments. My pre-test dev environment, which is basically where I just drop everything to make sure my deployments are working. You know, my environment progressions are working. And if that works, then that's locally just making sure it goes to the thing, builds it on my system right here. Then I deploy it to GitHub, which then deploys it to test. And if everything works in test and it loads up and I'm good there, then I can go, all right, send it to prod. And then prod will build it. Now it's of course assuming I have all the necessary migration documents set up correctly. Now I did have it all doing that at one time, but I have done so much new code, so much new code and functions and features and services added and so much stuff since I last had it running all the way to prod. It's not quite right now. I've done a couple of minor like update this files and go through, tweak it, update the files, but I haven't been spending a lot of time on it. So, because I just keep wanting to add features and functionality first. I hate my field on here. I mean, this image isn't that bad, but it would be better if the field wasn't so crap. But AI doesn't know how to do fields. Football fields are not AI's specialty. I've wanted to try to see if they've gotten any better, but just asking it to create a football field with all the right line markings and stuff, can't do it. Now I've thought about trying to get rid of, like, take this out, the stands, and this thing out, and then just put my stadium on the field, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet either. So I want to turn this into an actual, with these being assets that you can click on the buildings, and it takes, you know, you can go into the building for the different features and functionality. And I actually created this 3D home screen thing, which is garbage right now, but it's just me playing with the idea and the objects. I have no assets. I have to buy the assets, and some of these assets are like hundreds of dollars. So yeah, I actually created an image I want to use for one of the cottages. I could maybe use that a couple times. It kind of looks like this one. I took this one, in fact, and built it. And I may do the same thing with these other ones. Take them, remove the blocking parts, and try to create 3D images out of all of them. Like this one and that one, and just do all of them, and then I'll drop them onto my field. So I've got this one already. It came out pretty decent, I think. And then once I'm able to drop those assets on, I can use them as clickable assets. We'll see. And I got to put the grass and some pathing and all that stuff. You got to zoom in. And it would be cool to put a person on here and then just have it walk around, so I can have it go to various spots on the screen. I won't do that in the actual game, but it'd be cool to have it on there just to see how everything works. I might be getting a little too distracted at that point. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, how many errors did I get? Oh, okay, that's good. A lot of those errors. I spoke too soon. Failed to load image. I'm still getting this. But this is localhost 80. Images, plays. No, I do have DO22, right? I mean, I should, because it's pulling it all from the database. So I just need to go to, put it in the static. DO, yeah, there's DO. Oh, DO18, wait. Where is it seeing these images from then? Or did I put more in? Huh. DO11, I only go up to 1.8. So I've probably created some plays and I haven't actually generated them. Okay, so that's fair. If that one's not there, I can live with that. What else am I missing? 21, 22, 30, 19, 29, 27. 25, 83, 82. How far up does my offense go? 70, 75. So I'm gonna have to recreate some images. Dialing up to 75. Okay, so some of these don't exist because, well, they don't exist. Yep, 76. Okay. Then that's not a problem with that. But I do have these albums. Couple of issues still. I got to make my transition from team selection to work because it's not triggering, although it did load correctly. What I should probably do is team name and the process and confirm my selection and okay, so a couple of things. These things here, these failed syncs, could have something to do with it, I suppose. Oh, these are actually during the load up. Wait, is game plans not running? I didn't even notice. It says I'm getting a 500. 500s are usually a missing. Nope, it's not a missing service. Error, get game plan found. ID Mongo. Huh. Alrighty, well, I guess we have to move on. This is a problem. This console here in the Is that one also game plan? Yeah, all my game plans are kind of broken. All right, so I don't think I need this anymore. Let's say one-time thing. So I got all right. I'm gonna have to. What time is it? Oh, it's been an hour and a half. All right, it's been a long time. I need to call this particular stream. It's getting too long. But next things I'll be working on. I want to change some sorting on my roster page. I got to look into how best to do that. I've been trying to think of how I want to do that because I want to be able to add and display additional stuff on the roster page. If my roster can support, maybe I put a single line of cards on any of the individual players, and there'll just be a cross, and then I can have a section underneath that lets me show stats for all those players, so you can tweak them like a table. Or maybe a table where the top page is the card, and then their stats underneath. I want to have a way that you can compare your players to each other and kind of just see what their stats are, skills. And then the home page, the all page for the roster, I want to be able to just have change players. Like I would have, I want the all page to be slightly different from all the other pages. Essentially, it's gonna be a filtered page, but it lays out a little bit different. So I haven't decided how I want to do that. I got to come up with a solution that works though, because I just want it to be a little less clunky, more usable, more comparable. Like I could zoom in to like 2 areas and have 2 cards that are able to be looked at the same time, but that's kind of weird. Some people like to just have an overall rating on their players, which I think kind of works. That's how the program does it, and the college one. Each player's got like a number that's essentially their rating based on their position, I guess. But you can't move those players to other positions. You can't like put a running back at quarterback. I mean, they are what they are. Now you do have a halfback and a fullback, and you always have a halfback and a fullback, and that's all you ever have. I don't even know if the game allows for things like, does it even allow for multiple running back sets? I don't know. They may have a multiple running back set. I want to say they did, but they might not. It may only be 2. Multiple meaning like two fullbacks and a halfback or something like that. It's rare to have 3 in the backfield, but I'm just saying I don't know if you can do that or not. But you only had those players, and they are what they are. They're fixed. And you might have like X amount of receivers, which I think you had 4 starting receivers, 4 starting linebackers. And occasionally the other players would come in for other reasons, injuries and whatever else. But it was kind of limited in that sense. It was simplistic, making it easy to manage them, I guess. But I would like it to be more, maybe I do kind of lock them in at first, but all the players get all the stats. So I would like to have the ability to put any player in any position, because there's no reason not to. Just some players don't have good stats because there's no way to guesstimate their. It would be very random what their potential is at a given position. Like corners might have a higher potential at wide receiver than like a lineman. Whereas a lineman might have a better chance at running back than he would at, you know, safety or something, you know, because it's a different kind of build and capability. So maybe that's kind of how I would do it. Assign optional other positions and what they're, and how to determine their potential. Or maybe every player gets calculated every position's potential. And then I can do stuff like tweak it later, but something where every player has potential at every position. And then whenever they're assigned to said position, that's what their potential will be. But the problem is you can build your skills in so many positions, but you'll become a jack of all trades if you build them all up. And then your guy is basically never any good. So that becomes the problem of the day, right? Oh, busy. What is your problem? Who's hung up? Oh, is it Claude? Claude choking? Sounds like Claude's choking on me. Well, anyway, there you go. You know what I'm working on next. I'm going to get some things cleaned up. I'm going to try and fix the roster, and I got to get the game plan loading correctly so I can finish editing, get my default game plan in place, and start getting to the sim. Till next time, God bless.